Upon entering the classroom, a child will gain a sense of independence by changing from outside to inside shoes. Once that task is complete, they'll take their belongings, a coat, a sweater, a jacket, snow pants, and hang them independently on a hanger while using their fine motor skills to find that zipper and zip it all the way to the top. In a Montessori school, you will often hear the term practical life. These works are set aside for the children in order to develop real-life skills that imitate the adult. These works help to develop the child's focus, concentration, and sequencing skills, all while developing the hand to prepare it for handwriting. Children have the beautiful opportunity to have a 2.5-hour uninterrupted block of work time every morning. They are able to choose their work freely from a shelf and bring it to a table or a rug. They make use of the environment to develop themselves, interacting with the teacher when support or guidance is needed. The Montessori math curriculum is rich. A new 3-year-old coming into the program will begin their foundation with number counting and then work their way up through the years to this material called the golden beads. With the use of materials, this child is able to physically and concretely build a number that starts in the 9,000s. With the guidance of his teacher, he is able to reinforce his skills of exchanging using base 10.
10 units. Exchange for? Exchange. 100. 10 10 is the same thing as 100. Exchange.
Equals
8,000.
8,000.
Not hundreds, you don't have any hundreds. So we just skip it. 8,000s. Amazing.
The Montessori approach to education is linear. Children are able to build upon their learning year to year using the same recognizable material. This child is learning to skip count using the 6 chain and numerically labeled arrows.
30 floats.
Yep, so put it here. That's going to be your first bundle. Okay?
This chain has a special marking visually indicating to the child the placement of the square of 6. Children also see that when they stack 6 of the 6 squares together, they have the cube of 6, which they can also visually see equals 216. Sandpaper numbers are used for our youngest children to learn the name, motion, and symbol of numerals. Sandpaper letters help the child to learn the sound, cursive motion, and symbol of letters.
Go.
Go.
Tell me a word that starts with go.
Go.
Go. Good.
This is called the movable alphabet. Children are able to utilize this work to strengthen word building.
And below. That's where you will find that.
As children develop their hand in order to hold a pencil, it then becomes expected of them to record their completed work, preparing them for the elementary program. Collaboration is an essential element of Montessori programs. It's just more fun when you can learn together. These children have chosen to work on botany today, learning the parts of a flower. Much of the science and geography curriculum at this age is associating vocabulary with objects, so they have a strong foundation when they are entering elementary. Our teachers join the child at their table or rug to give one-on-one or small group lessons for a more individualized approach. This gives the teacher the opportunity to observe and note each child's progression in their learning. Our approach is to teach whole to part. Through puzzle maps, children learn the name and placement of continents first, and then move to the countries within each continent. Movement is an extremely important aspect in a Montessori environment. It's developmentally appropriate for children to have the freedom to move throughout the day. Our curriculum is designed in such a way to offer children plenty of opportunities to move. Materials are self-correcting, allowing the child more independence in their learning. Exploration and creative expression are fostered through various media available in the classroom. Coloring, drawing, painting at an easel, taping, watercolor painting, clay, collage, sewing, and weaving. At this age, art is open-ended, focusing on the process, not the product.
Anthony, what do you love about Juliet Montessori School?
Stamp game and long chains with Aria. And I love going to school. And I love working.
I love working.
Yeah.
As a child enters the elementary program, they are beginning the second plane of development. During this stage, we see the development of the reasoning mind, where the child has an unusual desire to know the reasons of things. They continue to be very drawn to the materials in order to bridge the gap between the concrete to the abstract. Through the use of Montessori manipulatives, children can visually recognize equivalency, making the order of operations for abstract concepts, such as fractions, more understandable. The elementary math curriculum is quite extensive. Children from the ages of 6 to 12 years old are introduced to the concepts such as numeration, operations, multiples, fractions, measurement, graphing, problem solving, coordinate plane, geometry, decimals, ratios, percents, statistics, probability, and the beginning stages of algebra. With the use of this material, a child is able to visually find common multiples between three numbers. Learning with a friend mirrors the real world, where individuals socialize and work together for a common goal. Language is integrated into all areas of the curriculum. It is primarily focused on reading fluency, writing, and oral expression. Grammar boxes are used for word parts.
What would new choice start with?
Our science curriculum allows children to explore with hands-on demonstrations and experiments, with a focus on scientific language and principles. History and geography are introduced through stories and oral lessons with tactile materials to allow for repetition. And what would a zoology curriculum be without animals?
Where are you going to take Oreo?
Wait, take her over her to your kids. You want to pet her?
Oh, sure.
She's so sad.
Computers are available to children to allow for further research.
Tell me what you love about Juliet Montessori School.
Really what I love about Juliet Montessori is we get to have, we
we are able to communicate with our friends, and it's easier for us to learn in a Montessori community because in Montessori we have the materials for us to understand like why this answer is the answer, and it's easier for us like for Montessori and Montessori school. It's easier for us because we get to do works that we're ready for, not that we're not ready for. We get to do works that we really want to engage in.
What do you love about Joliet Montessori School?
I love that there's good friends, and we have good teachers, and we have a lot of work to do.
What do you love about Joliet Montessori School?
What I love about it is that it's really nice here, and you actually can choose your work. Like, for example, Miss Gonzalez gave me a fractions and tubes lesson. She showed me the fun way of it. So I decided to choose it, and when I did the work, it was so fun. And I really hope that people come to the school because there's so much awesome things you can do and so much choices you have. And everybody here is really friendly.
So what do you love about Joliet Montessori School?
Meeting new friends.
When a child enters the adolescent program, they are beginning the third plane of development, where they experience significant cognitive, physical, emotional, social, and moral growth.
It says
Children at this age learn more through direct experiences.
people were told that if they took an IQ test done in grade school, that's your number and that's what you have for life. But it turns out that during teen years, approximately a third of people stay the same. A third actually increased their IQ, and a third decreased their IQ. It also says that they don't know exactly what happens, but they do know that some things that make your IQ go down is chronic pot smoking. So, what do you think would?
As you can
make your
see, less
IQ go
materials are
down
needed at this
as
age.
well as
The students
marijuana,
are
or
currently
make
studying
your
big
IQ
history,
go
which covers everything from the Big Bang to present day, with weekly readings and dialogue. This covers everything from natural and cultural history, evolution, plate tectonics, matter and energy, government, mental and physical health, and so on.
Of brain cells. And that's probably going to make your IQ go down.
The mathematics program is a logical continuation of the students' work and studies in the Montessori elementary program. Students take what they have learned concretely in prior levels and apply that information abstractly. The curriculum encompasses algebra, geometry, with applications to mathematics through research, cooking, technology, time management, word problems, and a student-run business. And what would school be without going outside? Our students enjoy daily free play. It's a time for them to run, create, laugh, play games, and just be. Granny, what do you love about Joliet Montessori School?
I like the community. Everyone is really encouraging to each other, and there's not really like